Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to be talking to Kupela Clark, a property investor, and if you are interested in finding out all about returns, return on investment in the property investment journey, then you don't want to miss this video. Before we get into all of that, my name is Natasha Chumia. If we haven't met before, I am the director of Diaspora Connect, and on this channel I like to give you information and inspiration on the Zambian real estate market. So don't go anywhere because you're really going to enjoy this conversation that I'm having with Kupela, all about property investment returns. If you are a business-minded property investor, then you don't want to miss this. And if you like the sound of that, then give it a thumbs up and make sure you hit that subscribe button. So thanks so much once again, Kupela, for inviting us here. How are you?
I'm fine. Really excited to have you guys here finally.
Yes, finally. Okay, so tell us, what is 1 square K?
Okay, 1 square K stands for 1 square kilometre, and it is an urban renewal development partnership based in Kalingalinga, Lusaka, Zambia. We started this project back in 2014. A good thing with a property investment is it should appreciate, and your tenants should give you a bit of return on top. So
Right.
it's a long term.
It's a long game.
Yeah, it's a long-term investment.
What made you decide to come to Kalingalinga in this densely populated area?
You know?
You said, should we go up? Should we go down? So, what was the decision-making process?
I think it starts with rumor. Because in Zambia, we have what we call the Salaula effect, like the first person who bought Salaula, we were like, oh my God, who would ever wear secondhand clothes? And now we even have a nice word for it. It's called thrift.
I love that.
And everybody's doing it, right? Like you have one bale here, 2 bales, but the very first bale, people, people had to see what was going on. And then the next person made money, and the next person, and then it became almost like a rumor. Like if you buy a bale, you can make money.
You can make a lot of money.
And so I'm sure we could have bought Salaula if we wanted to. So the rumor we bought into was boarding hostel. In 2014, we actually launched it.
Okay.
Or at least bought the property. And I think the first...
Bought the property here.
Property here, refurbished it. I think early in 2015, we had our first tenant.
Okay.
Yeah, and there were 24 beds.
Right, and this is now students.
These are just students.
Okay.
And over the course of 3 years, within the first year, there was a riot and the university closed down.
Oh my gosh.
So we had no tenancy. So we found some students, but in the end, the occupancy didn't really recover, because we planned it to be closest to University of Zambia.
Okay.
Our second year, had a bit of a tick up, but then went down again. Actually, what did we base our decision on? There's money in boarding hostels, and what we realized is people say a lot of things, a lot of nice things. Truth of the matter is, we throw in a lot of money. For some of us, that's the biggest investment.
Of course.
For a couple or for a partnership or even for a business, property is extremely expensive.
Exactly.
But it always shocks me how much of that decision is based on what so-and-so said.
Right.
Or a hunch. What you choose to build is a dream house.
Yes.
Or, a school. But we've not actually done the research to say for this area, for this place, is this the best thing? Is this what is needed?
An investment. Yes.
And what returns will it give you?
Exactly.
So now I think that's when we were battle ready. For me, the clincher was at the end of the boarding hostel phase, I think the 3rd year of implementing that first business plan. I walked into the hostel, occupancy was record low. When we looked at the hostel setup, something occurred to us. We did have one tenant that never moved. He was with us for a good 2 years. And he wasn't a student.
Okay.
And we asked him, why aren't you staying in your own house?
Yes.
So he just says, I can't afford to be in my own house. I'm always going to be in a share arrangement.
Okay.
And we interviewed him, and I think that was really the starting point of truly not just guessing to say, I think there's something we can do for young people, but a particular young person.
Right.
And it wasn't a student.
Yes, and so you had to find that ideal client that you were going to service.
And the one that gave us the longest occupancy.
Okay, all right,
Yes.
that makes sense.
Yeah. And I realized that we've not really come up with a product for a particular demographic in Lusaka, and that's a young person, because these young people are crammed in. They're leaving late, you know what I'm saying, in the night. They're coming early. The way they're living and using the property, it's just like a halfway house.
Right.
They're not really living there. They're spending as little time in that place as possible.
Okay.
So that they can be in the library, they can be whatever. And I just felt that was an aha moment for me. And I just said, we can do better. And so we took those two plans, the business plan and the architectural plan. And then that's how 1 square kilometer was born.
Fantastic.
So we really, really squashed in. The space is very little, but we do know that they live their lives outside. But the time that they're here, they should feel inspired.
So now let's talk about the construction phase, because you mentioned that it was a normal residential home, which you converted into student accommodation. So when you decided to go for the young professional model, what changes did you have to make? Did you have to completely raise that house to the ground, or just tell us a bit about that?
Basically what we did was we had a plot which had the house sort of skewed to one side.
Okay.
We also didn't want to put all our money like we did before in a property, a house, bunks, beds and everything, and then discover that the market doesn't want it, or it's not coming in at the right price and it's not serving people in the right way.
Right.
You know? So then we said we're going to pilot with 5 units, which is one of the units we're sitting in now.
Okay.
Yes, and then we basically just did 1 floor of a proposed 4 floors. That's what we did.
So what was your construction philosophy like? Were you looking at recycling, green building, or were you just like, let's just build?
I think when we started, we just wanted to build. I definitely think as the project evolved, it just happened that we become more cost efficient. When it comes to cooling and heating, that costs energy, that costs money. Therefore, a design that has high roofs and has materials that don't absorb a lot of heat is essential for them.
I like the way you match your building with your target client. I think that's really important, and sometimes people miss that. So they feel that the returns for property aren't very high, usually because they spend too much money at the beginning. Once you did that first phase, the first 5 units, and you started targeting the young professionals, how was that performance?
So when we finished the first 5 units, we couldn't do it without investment. Once we got the equity partners, we were able to finish it to exact spec.
Okay, great.
And that was in 2019, and we've had 99.9% occupancy since.
Fantastic.
Yeah, there's a waiting list of about 80 people currently.
Brilliant.
For the 5 units.
Yeah. Brilliant.
We have another option where if nobody moves in, we put it on Airbnb.
You know what I really like about your story so far is the trial and error. And I think that that's part of business, is, you know, having to make adjustments, having to pivot, having to be adaptable.
Constantly.
Yes,
It's constant, and I think that's the advantage of taking equity partners. Because you have to make the sensible choice.
Yes.
And you have to be challenged, and you have to be challenged early. These apartments are empty. Why? The costs are high. Why?
Yes.
So we have quarterly meetings with each of our partners to say this is where we're at, you know, and it's a bit nerve-wracking for me, but I need the pressure.
Yes.
Because it's not at my beckon and will. It's kind of like I have to do it because I've taken on their money, and I have to prove that I'm giving them the 10% per annum return on their investment.
Okay.
And if I'm taking on dollars, and why do I take on dollars? Because construction, when you go high, when you go up, a fundamental cost is things like steel, which are priced in dollars.
Okay.
And I think it's important to note that our interest is growth. Our interest is to fill a need and to grow.
Yes. You had your occupancy rate is 99% with the same young professionals. Have you been still focusing on the same target market?
To be very honest, we have been focusing much on them, also because of the design of the unit. You have to climb. We once had a tenant who came with a young child. and the young child cried for quite some time and then started affecting the other tenants.
Oh, I see.
So there's
Okay.
certain parameters that actually, because it's purpose built, we will
Right.
continue to focus on that young target market that's able
Okay.
to climb.
Right,
I
right.
think with time we'll be able to adjust depending on the need.
So what type of rates are you charging now?
For our tenants, if you stay with us for a year, it's 2,800 kwacha a month, and the unit comes fully furnished with a TV, a stove, a mattress, and pretty much all your crockery.
2,800 kwacha rentals, 99% occupancy, and you're able to give returns of 10% annually in dollars.
In dollars.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, because we hedge it with the Airbnb clients and international students
Right.
when they do come.
Yeah.
So between the two, it
Okay.
usually just try and hedge it.
I see, I see.
When we started, we only had money for 5 studios. But now we've built the shell at least for 27 studios.
Brilliant.
And we've kitted out 6 more. They're ready for the occupants this April. And upstairs, I think we've got 11 units more or less shell. So I think we're growing organically. And I like that because it
Yes.
also gives us time to innovate. It also gives us time to
yes.
problem solve.
So I know a lot of people will be wanting to know this. How did you find your business partners?
Okay, so a lot of our partners are found through our network. Initially, we had thought that we would, advertise and just form partnerships with perfect strangers. But I mean, I think it's a bit like a marriage.
I say that all the time. I say that all
Yeah.
the time.
Yeah,
Business partners, it's a marriage.
It's a marriage, and it's a dance, and they must be mutual respect. There must be trust. And so a lot of our partners are through recommendation. We want to make sure that the development is at a stage where your money is needed. Because we wouldn't want to take on anyone's equity and then not have revenue coming in.
Exactly.
The stage at which it's usually needed is just that period before we get somebody in.
Right.
Because it's a bit like a domino effect. That's the plan. So for us, this development is more or less done. We're in the last lap, I think. I would say we're 60% done, 40% to go. And we are now opening up to new areas and exploring new sites.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Fantastic.
So we're exploring Chilenje, we're exploring Chipata Compound, Stroke Roma. But basically, we're always looking for that 1 square kilometer, that really tiny pocket of land
Yes.
that serves a really basic need, which is affordable, central, inspiring, tiny spaces for young people. That's our sweet spot for now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a perfect note to end our discussion on, actually. All right, so if you guys enjoyed that conversation, I've learned so much from Kupela about the journey of being a property investor, the perseverance, the determination that it requires, the ability to adapt and really look at your numbers and look at the returns, and also just being really diligent with how you're managing your money. So if you like that conversation, then please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss any of our videos, and share this video with other Zambians in your community. Don't forget to connect with us as well on social media. We love to chat with you there, but otherwise it's bye for now.